Hey everyone, Golden Ninja 3000 here again. Today I'm super excited to be back with another Hall of Armor update. I know it's been so long since my last one, over a year, and I really meant to get this finished earlier than that, but I just didn't get around to it. But I have updated my design, I've strengthened it, I've added in every LEGO Iron Man suit as of January 2024, and I can't wait to walk you guys through this updated version of the Hall of Armor. Before we get into it though, I do want to remind everyone that I am an employee of the LEGO Group. However, all opinions expressed in these videos are my own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the LEGO Group, and LEGO is a registered trademark of the LEGO Group of companies, which does not sponsor, authorize, or endorse this site. We'll start with the little workstation slash landing spot for Tony because I have expanded this and I do like what I've created. It's not connected to like the main Hall of Armor build anymore, but I did throw in the Tony from the big UCS style Hulkbuster set. I don't really like that minifigure very much just because I think it's very similar to the one that I have sitting there from the Avengers Tower gift with purchase set in 2019. And I mean, this one's torso is more detailed, but I don't love it. So he's just hanging around, honestly, just for completion's sake. But there are some screens here. There is the main Tony having his suit taken off by the robotic arms. So this is a display-like area that I really love. But I have added a desk at the back, and so I really like this. I've added the Mark V's suitcase version, Tony Stark's arc reactor in the glass case, a helmet in progress, which is actually like a slightly broken piece that I just didn't know what to do with. I also put in the nano gauntlet with no infinity stones as if Tony just finished working on it. And back there you can see a little version of the Hulkbuster, and both of these builds do come from advent calendars, and I think that they're pretty nice little additions to the Hall of Armor. As for the Hall of Armor itself, here is a quick look at it kind of flattened out against the wall. It just really lets you get a good look at all of the Iron Man suits. And we're going to hit 48 Iron Man minifigures this year, depending on like how you classify them. So I have left a spot open on the top row for a figure that we'll be getting in the Spidey and his Amazing Friends sets in March, but we'll take a look at that when we get to that row. But we'll start with the MCU suits, or actually I guess we should start at the top. Here is the hall in cylindrical form, or circular form, I guess. It looks very nice. I've gone back to like rows of 10. I think in my last update I had rows of 13. And the reason for that is because we have like a perfect 30 MCU Iron Man suits now, so I wanted to just have them all be even. I don't love 10. I think it feels a little bit shallow. I really liked 11 back when my Hall of Armor was like that. But 10 is still pretty good. Like, it's a decent number. So I have strengthened my chambers because the problem with my last design is that they were just way too weak, so you couldn't like pick up the whole thing as a unit. And that's really important for me because I want to be able to move this display around. So I did add another clip at the top that has made the chambers a little bit tall, like a little bit too tall for my liking because I don't like having that much space above their heads. But I think it was a worthy trade-off because I really did need the added strength. Unfortunately, though, I had to keep the clip all the way back here. I would have preferred it to be like inset by one stud because that would strengthen it even more because right now it is like kind of top heavy. So when everything is out in a line like this, it just wants to tip forward because of how tall it is. And actually, when I just pulled it forward from the wall, the whole thing almost came crashing down, but luckily I caught it because that would have ended this video here and now. But we're on the top level, so you can see I have added in the Iron Legion armors, and that's because we don't have any other armors to put here right now, and I did want to see what the Hall of Armor would be like with them added, because they've been living in my custom Avengers Tower display for quite a while, but they are really cool minifigures, and I think it's nice to have them in here. Then the rest of this row has not changed much. We still have the comic book version of Rescue, Mighty Micro's Iron Man. Like I said, that empty spot will be where the Spidey and his amazing friends Iron Man goes because it is a little bit more cartoony. And Pepper's not standing properly. Then we have the Invincible Iron Man armor, the one from the Avengers video game. I guess it's called Prime 20. Then we have one from a recent mech, I think in 2022. I do actually really like that design. Both of the Iron Venoms, and then another Iron Legion. Moving down a row, we have War Machine and Ironheart. So on the left, we have War Machine Mark 1, then Mark 2, Iron Patriot, then I guess that's Mark 3 from Age of Ultron. So this is like one of the brand new figures being added into the Hall of Armor because it came in the War Machine mech armor set, which I think is a perfect set. You should watch my review of it. And unfortunately, this is my least favorite War Machine armor. I mean, the design is cool, but I just don't like the colors used. The light bluish gray looks really, really flat. It does not stand out at all compared to any of the other War Machine armors, and you can really see that in this picture here, just how flat and plain it looks against all of the other Iron Man suits. So I really don't like that, you know? I don't like that it sticks out like a sore thumb, and I wish that the paint was silver instead of light bluish gray. But then we have War Machine from Civil War, who I guess was still like was that Mark 4? Then Infinity War, which I think was 5. Then we have the Helicarrier War Machine called Proto 20. And then the last MCU version with the Quantum Realm suit. I really hope we see an Iron Patriot Mark 2 one day soon. I actually just reviewed the Hot Toys figure of that, and it's an excellent design, and I'm just dying to get a version of it in Lego. Also, I would have preferred to keep all the MCU suits together, but as you can see, there's a lot of like heavy weaponry on this version of War Machine, the Helicarrier one, and it does impact the Ironheart suits, which are all the way here at the end. And both of these suits are really awesome designs. I love the Mark 1, I love the Mark 2. I really hope we get Lego sets or minifigures for the Ironheart TV series. And someone commented on my last Hall of Armor update video, which does perform very well, so it does get a lot of comments. But they said that I lost them when I tried adding Riri into the Hall of Armor. I think that's kind of a ridiculous statement. If you don't care about Rescue, Iron Legion, and War Machine being in this Hall of Armor, you should not care about Riri being here. My Hall of Armor is not only for Tony Stark, it is for every Iron Man and Iron Man-esque suit included, which is also why I keep thinking about adding a villain row, like with Justin Hammer and Whiplash and Ultron. And Riri Williams is building Stark tech, like they said in Wakanda Forever, so that's why she's included in this Hall of Armor. I also just want to point out that a couple of these minifigures have upgrades that are not official LEGO parts, so Ironheart Mark II's printed arms being one of them. They're custom parts designed by Firestar Toys that I just added to my minifigure, so that's not how the figure came out of the box. Now we're reaching the Tony Stark level, so there is a new suit of armor on this level, but first off, Mark 1, Mark 2 prototype, Mark 3, Mark 3 new helmet style. Some people might think that I shouldn't repeat those, but I mean, the torso and leg printing is the same, but the helmet is different, so I am gonna add in the variants of like the new helmet versions. Then we have the Mark 5, which is beautiful. I love the silver Iron Man suits. Then we have the Mark 6 and a new figure, the battle damaged Mark 6 from Avengers Tower. So I really love this figure. Maybe one of like my favorite just regular red and gold Iron Man suits because the battle damage printing is just exquisite. We don't have an updated version of the Mark 6 though. Like the last Mark 6 is from 2012. Like just see how much like the design language has changed in that time. This is like so detailed compared to that, which was still a great figure at the time. So I really hope we get an undamaged version of the Mark 6 soon. Then we have the Mark 7 from 2012, the newer Mark 7, and then finally the Mark 17 Heartbreaker, which I really love the blue on. Then we have the more colorful row of Iron Man suits. So over here we have the Mark, I don't even remember, but that's Blazer, Mark 25 Striker. Then we have Taser, who I think is supposed to be Mark 31 Blue Steel. And I know Blazer's supposed to be the Hot Rod. I just forget the number for it right now. Silver Centurion, my favorite Iron Man suit ever. Just gorgeous, incredibly detailed. One of the best LEGO minifigures ever made. That's Mark 32. Then we have the Scuba and the Gemini versions, right? I know Gemini's Mark 39 Star Boost, like that's what it equates to. I forget which number Scuba is. Mark 41 Bones, the black and gold is super cool. Mark 42, I love that armor in the movies. Mark 43, and then the Mark 43 from the Hulkbuster, so it's pretty much identical. It just has like one little chest plate removed. And now we're down to the bottom level where I've actually added a couple of things. So I created a workbench here with a Mark 50 torso and legs. Just because I have so many of them lying around, I wanted to give Tony something to do. And then on the other side, there's like a little 3D printer with an Iron Man statuette in it from like the 2020 Hall of Armor, just like he's mocking up a new design. But over here, we have the Mark 45, which is a really cool suit. I really like the helmet. Hopefully we get an update to that someday. Then the 46 from Civil War, 47 from Spider-Man Homecoming, 49 Rescue Armor, which is like my second favorite LEGO Iron Man minifigure, because that is my favorite Iron Man suit in the MCU. Then we have the standard Mark 50, the newer Mark 50, again with printed arms from Firestar Toys. Those do not come on the official minifigure. And then we have another new addition. This is apparently the Mark 64. That's what I saw online. It comes in the Lego Marvel Visual Dictionary, which I did review. And it's a really cool minifigure. I just didn't realize that it was like an MCU suit. If I'm wrong, someone please correct me and I'll move it out of this level. But I do think it fits in well with them and it looks pretty cool. Then we have the original version of the 85 and the updated version of the Mark 85. And then finally, the Quantum Realm Iron Man suit, which was seen in concept art, but wasn't like actually a thing in Avengers Endgame, but I still wanted to just add it to the end. That about does it for this Hall of Armor update video, though. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I love, like, adding more to this Hall of Armor. I love Lego Iron Man and Iron Man suits in general, so I really hope that we keep getting them. I mean, I think we do get a couple of new ones every year. It's slowed down a bit, obviously, since Tony isn't in the MCU anymore, but with Ironheart kind of replacing him, or not replacing him, but succeeding as, you know, an armored superhero, and even with Rhodey leading the Armor Wars movie, I really hope we get more MCU suits for Riri and Rhodey in the future. Let me know which one of these minifigures is your favorite, and hopefully updates will be a little bit more regular because I have moved to California, but I'll be taking this display with me. Even though I moved like 6 months ago, I had just left it at home, but I'll take it with me now, and then hopefully I can do an update video in March when we get that Spidey and his amazing friends minifigure. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and check out my website, goldenninja3000.com, and I'll see you guys with more videos soon. Bye for now.